Do you think it is all right for someone like you to just waltz into our lives? Certain types of people should never cross paths with one another. I am sure Edgar did not go looking for someone like you, so you must have made sure you crossed paths with him. You are nothing more than a status leech, Priscilla spat. She had seen many women like Alessandra before. Our meeting was merely a coincidence, but now I am starting to believe it was fate. Rather than judge me, you should try getting to know me. Are you trying to teach me something right now? If you know what's good for you, you should shut up and listen to what I am telling you. Countless years were spent collecting the best options for my son. But you had the nerve to come into a place you did not belong. I am getting a headache just from seeing you and that awful mask. Priscilla placed her hand on her temple. Edgar is a grown man, and I did not force him to marry me. It is unfair for you to be one-sided and blame me for a marriage that took 2 people to complete. No matter what, I will not let go of Edgar. Being by his side is the only time I feel completely safe. You never have to like me, but for Edgar, you should at least be cordial with me. Goodbye. Alessandra excused herself from the conversation. Priscilla would only go around and around blaming her for Edgar being married. Are you all right? Sally approached Alessandra as she walked away. Mrs. Collins is not a woman you should anger if you wish to have a social life. All the other young women have always gathered around her, not only to have a chance with Edgar, but because she holds a lot of influence. She's already upset with me. I don't want to be around other people who will not speak to me if Priscilla does not like me. I want genuine friends, not people I should just be around because I'm a duchess. I don't mind being alone a little while longer. I'm used to it, Alessandra replied. Priscilla outcasting her would be nothing new. Alessandra dealt with a lot of punishments, sly comments, tricks, pranks, and more in her old home. There was nothing left for Priscilla to do to hurt her. In the end, Priscilla would only hurt her relationship with her son. How would she be able to visit Edgar when she disliked his wife? Are you done? Why are you... Alessandra trailed off, completely caught off guard by Edgar leaning up against a wall. It was over sooner than I expected. Seeing as you are the one walking away, I suppose it went well for you. I wasn't going to leave you alone when there were 2 of them and only 1 of you. Come. Edgar pushed himself off the wall and extended his hand out for Alessandra to walk with him. You are doing so well. I have another gift for you when we get rid of our pests. You should speak better to your mother. Your words might wound her. What did I say wrong to my mother? I do not want them here. Therefore, they are pests. Should I pretend I am okay with her bringing a woman she wants me to marry when I am already married? Should I keep my mouth shut when she is disrespecting you? Am I to let her words wound you? Edgar looked to Alessandra for the answer. Alessandra kept looking ahead at where they were going and replied, She is your mother. And you are my wife. I will protect you from everyone, even my own mother. I've told you, no one ever puts my mother in her place when she's being rude. As her son, I have to try waking her up so that she knows the world does not revolve around her. This sour relationship I have with my mother has nothing to do with you. Frankly, I am always grumpy whenever she comes around, and I have not had my coffee or alcohol. Then we should get Alfred to bring the strongest alcohol there is to make you extremely happy at breakfast. I can't help feeling like there will be a big storm with everyone seated at the table. I'll run away as soon as breakfast is done and start painting until the dressmaker arrives. Will you be home the rest of the day? Alessandra asked, as she did not want to be left alone with his parents. I am supposed to leave in an hour or two, but I don't think I will now that my parents are here. Why? Do you want to come along with me? If you kiss me, I might let you. Edgar tapped his cheek. I don't want to go with you. Alessandra shook her head. Is it because you are too shy to kiss me? Shall I initiate it? No. Alessandra released Edgar's hand to run ahead to the dining room. This woman. Edgar smiled, amused by the sight of Alessandra running away. When will she learn I enjoy a chase? He picked up his pace to join her again. He did not want to miss how flustered she had become. What the hell is with these two? Did they forget I was here? Sally muttered. Edgar and Alessandra had such a strange way of flirting with each other, in her opinion. This is the first time I saw him genuinely smile. He truly is in love with her. Preposterous, Priscilla disagreed with Sally. Who are you? Were you recently hired to care for that girl? Good morning, Mrs. Collins. I was a worker at the Baron's home and was tasked with being the Duchess's personal maid. My name is Sally. I don't need the extra information. Since you worked at the Baron's home, you must know a lot about the girl my son married. Tell me everything you know, and I will pay you triple what you receive in a month. Surely you are in need of it. Priscilla inspected Sally's appearance. She was reminded of a young girl whom she had assigned to watch over Edgar. Normally, she would have been relaying information by now. I am sorry, Mrs. Collins, but if there is anything you wish to learn about the Duchess, you should ask her yourself. Excuse me. Sally quickly proceeded to walk away. She would be foolish to give Priscilla information when the Duke was already suspicious of her giving information to the Baroness. No amount of her money would be worth the Duke becoming her enemy. Everything concerning that girl is a headache. Luckily, I can pay the Baroness a visit to find out everything I need to know. Stop looking so defeated, Heather. It is annoying me. Always remember there is another young woman dying to be by my side. What do you think of my son's so-called wife? Priscilla asked. Hopefully, the sight of Edgar's wife had woken her up. I don't think she is suited to be with Edgar. If not for myself, I have always imagined someone better for Edgar. Do you know why she hides her face? Heather was extremely curious about the mask. It is ruined, I hear. She must be embarrassed by the look of it. I wonder if Edgar knows what she is hiding behind that mask. Should I have her take it off at breakfast? No, I have a better idea. Priscilla smiled as an evil thought came to mind. It wouldn't take long to chase Alessandra away and have Heather take her place. Run along to the table and make sure you sit next to Edgar. There is someone I must find. There you are. I thought I was going to grow old waiting for everyone to come to the table, Edmund said from his seat at the dining table. You are old, Edgar replied. Well, then, older, you little shit. Tell me, how on earth did you fall in love with my son? Edmund looked to Alessandra for an answer, because he could not understand why such a lovely lady was with his devil of a son. What is there not to fall in love with when it comes to me, father? Edgar answered in Alessandra's place, so she wouldn't be uncomfortable talking about love. True. Collins men have always been able to make women fall in love with them easily. You should be thankful for my genes, son. Your mother just added a little razzle-dazzle to your looks. Are you going to sit next to me, Alessandra? We have more to talk about. Absolutely not. I am not going to let you bore her with talk of flowers and why all dirt differs. Sit here. Edgar pulled out a seat for Alessandra at the head of the table, far away from where his father sat. "Thank you," Alessandra said, sitting down in the chair. "I told your father about my love for painting, and he would like me to paint flowers for his home." "You are already busy with the paintings for our home," Edgar reminded her. Her creating paintings for his father opened the door for the man to keep visiting. "I don't mind waiting. Take your time, dear," Edmund said, much to Edgar's dismay. "You'll have to wait forever because she's not doing it. Since when have you cared about paintings?" "I could ask you the same, son." "Why is this becoming such a big deal?" Alessandra sighed, tempted to cover her ears to block out their growing argument. "Am I missing something fun?" Heather asked as soon as she entered the dining room. "Mrs. Collins has gone to freshen up. Where are you going to sit, Edgar?" "At the table. Isn't it obvious?" Edgar moved from Alessandra's side to go to the other end to take his seat. Alessandra noticed the way Heather kept her eyes on Edgar as he walked to his seat. It's like I'm not here with the way she's staring at him. "Heather, sit next to the Duchess and have a little chit-chat. You have been friends with Edgar for a long time, and I am sure Alessandra wishes to hear embarrassing stories to laugh at later on." "Sit," Edmund instructed her. He placed one foot over the other, ready to enjoy the incoming show. Heather disliked what Edmund said out loud. He was well aware of the many times she said Edgar did not want to be her friend. She had no embarrassing stories to tell Alessandra, and Edmund certainly knew she did not wish to sit next to the seat that should belong to her. Still, Heather forced a smile as she always did, and sat down to the right of Alessandra. "How on earth am I supposed to start a conversation with the Duchess when we have nothing in common and are meant to be enemies?" "Are you from Lockwood?" Heather looked at Alessandra, surprised she was asking her a simple question instead of asking what she was doing here. "Yes, but my parents moved away when I was 10 to get away from how hectic the town can be. I assume you were also born and raised in Lockwood?" "Yes," Alessandra replied. "What embarrassing stories can you tell me about Edgar? He is always teasing me, and it would be nice to be able to tease him." Heather's hands fidgeted in her lap. She was hoping the conversation of childhood stories would pass. "Well, I don't recall us ever being friends and playing with each other for you to have any stories about me. Any that you know came from someone else, and it wouldn't be your place to tell, right? I'm afraid you'll have to hold out longer to hear stories about me, Alessandra. Let's move on," said Edgar. He wasn't in the mood to listen to Heather making up fake memories of their childhood. "Well, there was the first time your mother introduced us, and you were so shy that you jumped into the lake." With a small smile on her lips as she recounted the memory she cherished, Heather turned to Alessandra and said, "It is what made me so determined to be his friend. I hoped one day he would be able to speak to me." "I didn't jump in because I was too shy to speak to you, Heather. I jumped in because I saw my mother coming towards me with a new minion by her side. I would have rather drowned than be tortured by speaking to the daughter of one of my mother's friends." "Edgar, that is enough." Edmund stepped in before Edgar could further embarrass Heather. "It is the truth. Should I let her cherish a memory she had wrong? She should not even be here telling stories about me. Why are you here, Heather?" Edgar eyed her, disinterested in her presence. "Shouldn't you be with your parents? Surely you are not holding on to the chance to be with me when I am married. I don't care to have a mistress, like some people." He glanced at his father. "I came to meet your wife," Heather replied. "Why? Why would you tag along the first time my parents are meeting her when you and I are not close? As a woman, did you not think of how your presence would make my wife feel, or will the excuse be that you are afraid of my mother, so you had no choice but to come?" I only wanted to see what the woman you married was like and to keep your mother calm. Unlike the Duchess, I have a good relationship with Mrs. Collins. I can be a bridge to help the relationship," said Heather. "I am sure you did not come to my home with that in mind from the very beginning. I will say this only once. Do not return to my home after today, Heather. If you are still scared of my mother at this age, I will take care of her. Whatever role she has you playing in this game to separate me and my wife, know that I won't show mercy if you do anything stupid in the future." Edgar gave a clear warning. He could see clearly how Heather would be used to create tension between him and Alessandra. Though they both communicated well and had an understanding, he was not looking to be with another woman. Edgar saw it best to deal with Heather now, rather than continuously having to explain weird run-ins with her. "I understand." Heather looked down at her lap to avoid eye contact with anyone, especially Alessandra. However, she could not stand by her words. Edgar's help would not protect her from the battle she would face by going against what Priscilla wanted. Men could never help win a woman's battle against another woman. Alessandra felt bad for Heather, but at the same time, she did not want to deal with Heather trying to find ways to steal Edgar. At the end of the day, Heather was well aware of why Priscilla brought her along, and Alessandra was not okay with it. She was thankful Edgar called it out early, before any misunderstandings could arise. "Why is this room so gloomy? Edgar, can you please explain why Jennifer was locked up?" Priscilla returned with Jennifer right behind her. "Whoever allowed you to take her will lose their hands. I hope you are okay with that, Mother." Edgar tapped his fingers on the table to suppress his anger. It was nonsense after nonsense. At the time of day he liked to have peace. Priscilla approached the table, not caring what would happen to the guard who freed the young maid. "To have the poor girl locked up. It was better than me getting rid of her hands for slapping my wife. I have no problem doing it right now if that is what you wish. Take her back," Edgar advised his mother. "You've placed 2 women in my life to mess with my marriage. You're lucky that you're my mother. I don't know if I would be able to remain this calm if you weren't." "You are threatening me again," Priscilla glared at her son. "I am giving you a warning I hardly give to others who piss me off. Take her back and sit down at this table while I am calm, Mother. I will stain that pretty dress you are wearing with blood if you do not stop." His hands itched to take up a knife from the table to solve the new problem. "Son, there is no need for you to get ahead of yourself. She is your mother, not a man on the street. Do not casually mention blood to her. Priscilla, take the girl back to where you found her. This is not your home to take control of. We've all had enough of the 2 of you being at odds." Edmund sighed. Priscilla looked down at where Alessandra sat. "You must be enjoying the sight of this. I heard you got rid of her because you found out she is one of my people. Before we even met, you were creating problems with me." Why am I being dragged into this when I said nothing? Alessandra thought to herself. Priscilla, that is enough. You cannot make assumptions based on what this maid has told you. If she truly slapped Edgar's wife, she deserves to be punished. Do not attach yourself to this any further. You are stopping us from having a good breakfast, said Edmund. He was getting upset with his wife, finding any way possible to pick at Alessandra. Don't tell me you like her, Edmund. Are you doing this to spite me because I made us return to Lockwood? Do you truly like her? Priscilla did not want it to be the latter. Her husband was supposed to be on her side. Did Edmund want to hear others calling Edgar cursed? Was Edgar only good enough to marry the unwanted daughter of a baron?
What's not to like? She doesn't call me old as my son does, and she is not afraid to get her hands dirty in the garden. I cannot dislike her when I hardly know her. Sit down and get to know her.
Edmund pointed at the chair directly in front of him. From what he saw when the young couple entered the dining room, they had no reason to worry about Edgar. Frankly, Priscilla should be happy Alessandra got Edgar to settle down after the many years their son had been against marriage. Edmund was only concerned with how long it would take for them to give him a grandchild to spoil. Okay, let's start asking questions. But I will not send back the maid just yet. Priscilla marched over to her seat and sat down. I heard that the Baron is dead, but without batting an eye, you are here, enjoying the luxury of being married to my son. Do you know what that says about you? My father and I did not have a good relationship, so I was not saddened by his death. I am the one who ordered him to be killed. That should say a lot about what I've been through, Alessandra answered honestly. She had no reason to hide what would soon be public knowledge. You ordered your father to die? Edmund was intrigued by the news. See? Priscilla turned to Edgar. What have you gotten yourself mixed up in? A duke listening to the orders of a baron's daughter? I was the one to kill Desmond Barrett. I am well aware of what I have gotten myself mixed up into. Any more questions? Edgar tilted his head, amused by the wide mouth expression on his mother's face. Is it true that you killed the Baron? Was it over her? Priscilla became more heated. It was bad enough Edgar married Alessandra, but now he was taking orders from her to kill someone. And worst of all, it was her very own father. Do you know how much trouble this will cause you? Alfred. Edgar ignored his mother. Can we please have breakfast served? I am already considering leaving the table to eat elsewhere. Why did you kill the Baron, Edgar? Whatever he did with his daughter did not justify you to kill him. Laws were made to be followed, to prosecute wrongdoers. I assume the town guards came to your door ready to arrest you for killing the Baron. How did you get out of it? Edmund was worried for Edgar because of how others might spin the story. There's no need for me to be concerned about it when it's already taken care of. You know what type of man the Baron was, and I could not let him live after thinking of what might have happened if I had not arrived in time to save Alessandra. I was going to kill him regardless of what Alessandra said. Stop blaming her for my actions, said Edgar specifically to his mother. All 4 of you leave after you have eaten. 4? Heather thought. She snuck a glance at the maid Priscilla had brought along with her. The maid stood behind Priscilla with the biggest smile Heather had ever seen. What a fool. She will have no use for you once she gets the information she needs. Edgar, have you already forgotten this land once belonged to your father and me? We gave this to you, and now you are trying to chase us away. I am sick and tired of you constantly disobeying me. The Collins name is known throughout the land, and not just anyone can be accepted. Priscilla huffed, annoyed things weren't going her way. I recall a relative of mine married his maid, and none of you said a word about it. You've run out of chances, Mother. Alfred, escort all 4 of them out, and hurry up with breakfast for Alessandra and me. Edgar ordered the butler. I apologize for ruining your breakfast invitation to them, Alessandra, but our house has been too peaceful for us to continue with this. Okay, Alessandra replied. She was also tired of hearing Priscilla be upset. All she wanted to do right now was eat, instead of listening to Priscilla talk about why she wouldn't make a good wife. I hope to see you soon, Mr. Collins. Likewise. Edmund stood up from his seat. There was no point in them staying and creating problems for the newlyweds.
Come along, Priscilla. Do not make me have to say it more than once.
I refuse to leave when Edgar has not yet come to his senses. Priscilla remained in her seat. None of them would ever be able to see that she was only trying to protect Edgar's reputation. When will you learn to respect me, Edgar?
Respect is earned, Mother. Do not get your dress caught up in the door as you leave.
Jennifer had a lot to say on our way to the dining room, and I needed to be addressed. Speak, child, Priscilla urged Jennifer.
Open your mouth and you will lose your tongue.
Edgar picked up a knife from the table. He had been meaning to find a good punishment for Jennifer, and now her presence was giving him all kinds of ideas.
Father, I am giving you until the count of 3. 1.
He began to count.
Priscilla, we are leaving.
Edmund moved from where he was sitting to the other side of the table to get her.
Get up. You've embarrassed yourself enough in front of our daughter-in-law. Edgar is married. Get over it.
Do not manhandle me. I am capable of getting up on my own. Priscilla pushed Edmund's hands away. She was not getting through to anyone. She had a lot of time to make them listen and do as she wanted. Fine. I will leave for now. But this conversation isn't over. She will not keep the Collins name.
Why must you always make things so difficult?
Edmund sighed. Priscilla was only doing this because of how hard it had been for her to join his family, even though she came from a prestigious family. It is Edgar who makes things difficult by getting married without our consent. His grandmother will throw a fit when she learns of this. Come, Heather. Let us leave before her curse starts to affect your face. Priscilla's face was scrunched up as she looked at the mask Alessandra wore. Alessandra remained quiet, unaffected by Priscilla's words. She was hoping Priscilla wasn't the type to believe in foolish rumors and refer to her as cursed.
It was nice meeting you, Duchess,
Heather said to Alessandra as she stood up.
I hope we get to see each other in the future.
She smiled. Looking up at Heather, Alessandra found that although Heather was smiling, it did not reach her eyes. Alessandra's heart ached for Heather, as it seemed like she was fighting something on the inside, but no one was asking her what was wrong. Are you okay? She asked.
What?
Heather looked confused. Did Alessandra think she was sad because of what Edgar said earlier? Why was she asking now instead of earlier when she felt like crying? Was this Alessandra's way of teasing her?
I am fine, Duchess.
I see. It was nice meeting you too, Heather. Please have a safe trip back, said Alessandra. Heather bit her lip, forcing back the emotion she felt. She wished Alessandra would somehow disappear so that her life would become normal once again.
Why did someone like you have to show up?
She clenched her fist. Did something happen to Heather? Did you do something to her? Priscilla stopped right next to Alessandra as she was leaving and gripped her shoulder painfully, waiting for the answer.
Priscilla!
Edmund grabbed her hand to pull it away from Alessandra's shoulder. Hearing Alessandra hiss in pain, he noticed Priscilla was digging her nails into Alessandra's shoulder. Edmund roughly removed her hand and dragged her away just in time to avoid Edgar, who no one had witnessed standing up. You are hurting my hand, Edmund. I am not just anyone for you to drag like this. Priscilla's voice slowly died down as she was taken away.
Let me see.
Edgar's words came out in a whisper. See what? Alessandra looked up at him. She had nothing to show.
Your shoulder. Let me see it.
Everyone out. Edgar ordered the servants in the dining room and Alfred to leave. They are going, so you don't have to be shy. Just let me see your shoulder to see if there is a mark from where she grabbed you. I don't... Alessandra, it's incredibly hard for me to stay as calm as I am right now. Let me verify with my own eyes that your shoulder is okay. Please. Alessandra heard the restraint in Edgar's voice and realized the only way to truly calm him down was to show her shoulder. She should have listened to him and let his parents leave. Then Edgar and his mother wouldn't have argued so much. Alessandra slowly undid the first 3 buttons of her dress and slid the dress off the right side where Priscilla grabbed her. She showed him just enough skin to show where she was touched. She held her breath as Edgar leaned in closer for a better look. Her body jumped, feeling his surprisingly cold finger against the warmth of her skin. To her surprise, Edgar laughed as he trailed every mark from his mother's nails. I must be crazy to let her get so close to you. I'll be back. No! Alessandra held onto his hand to stop him from going after his mother. It would only make their relationship worse. They are only small cuts. Are you aware how hard she had to grip your shoulder to make marks under your dress? I saw the look on your face when she did it. I should have stuck to my gut and let her leave the moment she arrived. Edgar blamed himself. He knew what his mother was like when she did not get her way, and yet he allowed her to get close to Alessandra. My mother took her controlling nature to another level today. It was one thing for his mother to hurt him. Alessandra was a different story. That was where he drew the line. Please do not go to your mother, Edgar. I am fine. This is nothing bad. Your words do nothing but make me even more enraged, Alessandra. What have you suffered to be able to accept pain like this because it is not the worst you have endured? Edgar tapped his fingers on the table to calm down his anger once again. Alessandra started to pull up her dress now that Edgar had seen what he wanted, but Edgar placed his hand over her own to stop her. I should fix it before someone comes in and sees me like this. Alessandra gasped when Edgar took hold of her hand and pulled her up to where he stood. His hand circled her waist to keep her from moving. Edgar's heated gaze and their closeness were enough to have Alessandra become a puddle in his arms. For the first time, she knew he was not teasing her, and not knowing what he was going to do made her a nervous mess. Edgar. She felt her heart skip a beat when his head moved from her line of vision down to her shoulder. This is not okay. He kissed the skin where his mother created marks.